Hello, my name is Chris Palmer, and in today's local SEO for 2021 video, I'd like to share with you some tips that will certainly increase your website traffic. Now, when we're talking about website traffic, everything starts with the click, right? Everything has to start with a click, but more so, it has to start with a user. All traffic is dependent upon a user's intent or the search intent. Now, there's a couple of tips that I want to showcase and share with you today because after a brief consultation with a great man, he's opened a business, I showcased him a few things that he didn't even know about metas and titles and some of the practices that Google does. I've made videos on this similar topic in the past, about a year and a half ago, but I want to showcase this. Now, before I get into it, I want to go ahead and share with you something that's from Moz. If you haven't heard, Moz is a SEO outlet. They talk about SEO quite frequently. They also have a tool, but I want to go ahead and share with you this. Meta descriptions. They recommend 50 to 160 characters. All right. Now, if you're using WordPress, if you're using a very popular plugin called Yoast or any other plugin, they're generally going to recommend that you stick between, 50 to 200 different characters. And the reason being is because Google only displays X amount, right? Now, aside from that, I want to mention this, and we're going to get into some tips here. Next is going to be how long for your titles. Now, titles are the same exact thing according to, we can use this one or we can go down here to Moz. If you take a look here, they recommend keeping your titles under 60 characters. So I want to break down a few tips that can certainly increase the traffic. And keeping in mind that everything is dependent upon the click. And the click is dependent upon the searcher's intent. Now, I want to first showcase to you that you can actually have a title, all right, longer than the 60 words, and Google is going to read it. Everything that's within your source code, Google reads. Now, I've covered this in a dedicated video, but I want to get that on the table now so you know, hey, if there's other variations or other keywords that you're targeting that are for your primary title, include those also in your title, all right? You can actually make it longer than the recommended 60 characters. Like if you were reading here from Moz, this is an updated list from 2020. They're telling people 60 characters, but you can get more keywords in there. Now, aside from that, what I want to showcase to you is this. And when I spoke to my client, they said, Chris, I didn't know that Google changes the description based upon the searcher's intent. And this is very important to know because everything has to do with the click. So what I want to share with you is the same pages where Google has changed the meta description. Now, regardless if you type it in or if you leave it blank, Google, dependent upon the searcher's intent, will change the meta description to meet, right, the user's query. So I want to showcase you a few searches, and I actually leave the meta descriptions blank. Now, in some cases, I will recommend this dependent upon how many keywords you have on your page and how many variations. So you can really go about it two different ways, right? And we'll talk about that now. So you can either write your meta descriptions in there and write them extra long, meaning you can literally write 2 or 3 different meta descriptions, and dependent upon the searcher's intent, Google will pull out which one matches the query. They'll fill it out for you. Even if you write one in that's short and only a sentence long, Google will still pull words from your pages to create the meta description, to match the user's intent, to entice a click, to give the searcher, to give the user the best answer. That's Google's job. So with all this being said, you have a couple of options. You can either write it double or triple and create all the different words, or within your meta descriptions, or you can create your page targeting all variations and multiple keywords and leave it blank, right? Now, let me showcase to you some of the places where they've made the changes, all right? So I did a search, and I'm going to use mine. because I had somebody message me one time because I was showcasing their a website and it wasn't mine, and they messaged me, they emailed me, so I don't want to do that anymore. It wasn't even anybody from YouTube. They just, or like a subscriber. It was just somebody random. They messaged me and they said, "Hey, we're using my site. I'd appreciate you. You know, try not to do that." And I was thinking, okay, you probably got a couple of visits, hopefully. But let me showcase this. So I did a search. Just briefly, I'm just showing you how they match the searcher's intent and how leaving your meta descriptions blank can literally help you. All right, by including multiple variations on the page. Google's going to change it anyway to meet this criteria that they want to give the end user the best answer. So create the best page. Make sure you're using your variations. Google is going to pull it anyway. So let me show you this. So if you take a look here, I searched for Chris Palmer, marketing consultant. And if you take a look here, I want to showcase these two pages. All right. So if you look at my homepage, which is right here, Chris Palmer Marketing, this is a meta description that they gave me for this query. All right. Now, if you take a look at my contact page, right? These are contact in the homepage. There's SEO consultant, as you can see here, right? My phone number's in there, SEO trainer. Now, if we did a search for looking for the phone number, right? I want you to take a look. See, look at this. Chris Palmer Marketing, Chris Palmer, an SEO consultant. This is the homepage. SEO trainer helping your business achieve results in 2020. Now, depending upon my search, my query, if you take a look here, they're literally showcasing this here, an SEO consultant. I'm sorry. They're pulling this. Let me see. Let me scroll down here. Achieve results, which I thought was absolutely bonkers. They're showing it here. Look at this. And then they're pulling this. But on this particular query where I'm looking for the phone, they're showcasing it up here. But look at nowhere to be found here. Isn't that interesting? Now take a look at this one. Chris Palmer SEO training, right? So if you take a look here, obviously they're showcasing it to show how relevant it is. But look at, this is the home page. So if you take a look here, look at, they've changed it. See, Chris Palmer, an SEO consultant and trainer helping your business achieve results. And then they're highlighting it to show me how relevant it is. This is the homepage, but look at here. Here's the homepage. See, to achieve results in 2020. And if you come up here, here's the homepage again. Look, it's different here. It's different here. And look, it's different right here. You see what I'm getting at? Now let's do the last one. Chris Palmer, SEO consulting. All right. So when I'm searching for consulting, obviously they're going to highlight it here. But if we take a look here, SEO consulting and consultant, they're matching the searcher's intent. All right. Now, this one's actually quite interesting with the phone number, how they pulled it out and they're no longer showing the phone number on the contact page, which in all the other queries they did. Right? Isn't that interesting? So the main takeaway for this particular video is this. Title tags can exceed the amount. All right. If you haven't seen my videos from a year and a half ago, I want to showcase this. I want to share this with you. Your title tag can include variations of the primary keyword. So if there's other keywords that you want to get in your title, your most important places on a page are going to be the title, URL, and H1. Okay. So by utilizing variations and multiple different keywords within the title and extending the length, you have more chances to pop up for more queries. Hence getting more traffic, getting a higher click-through rate, which is the objective of this video. Now, I really like the no description model for local. That's why I made this a local video. Reason being is because the search queries are generally very low volume. And what you'll tend to find is getting a few from multiple different variations of your keyword can be highly lucrative for your business. More traffic means more clicks. More clicks could mean potential more business, which is the objective. So the main takeaway here is clear out your meta descriptions, try it out, or increase the amount of meta description length that you are currently writing. Along with that, in your title, if there's other variations that you would like to potentially win, put it within your titles. Also add it to the page and take away your description if you don't want to over exceed the meta description area. It's really up to you. So my name is Chris Palmer. If you have any further questions related to local SEO in 2021, or if you have any questions about website traffic, I mean, really, anything at all, always feel free to go ahead and reach out in the comments below. I answer each and every question, and I look forward to seeing you in the next Local SEO in 2021, How to Get More Website Traffic video. Have a wonderful day.